It's Tuesday, and we're talking Marvel Legends. That's right, it's a special edition recap. So hit that like, grab a drink, and buckle up. We're talking Marvel Legends tonight on the recap. Previously on the recap.
I just thought it was fun.
You can also put a down payment. Yeah, this costs between $15.99 and $16.99. My first car cost $600. I'm just saying. So my first car was also a piece of shit. So there's also that.
Oh no, Boy Wonder _toys. Not the Simba, see? Underboob Madeline Pryor. God, what a figure.
You got to work.
You cowards!
Thursday? Is it Friday? No one seems to know. Welcome to the inconsistent show about the consistent flow of toy news and information. No need to change the station. This is your new weekly show. Welcome to the recap. Welcome to the recap. Welcome to the recap.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. No, I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's Tuesday. This is the recap. How inconsistent can you get? I mean, if this is the Thursday show and you show up on a Tuesday, I think we've set records here for inconsistency. I do want to welcome everybody to the recap. As I said, this is your inconsistent show about the consistent flow of toy news and information. And you may be wondering why you're here on a Tuesday. Well, today, folks, there was a Marvel Legends fan stream on Hasbro. That's what we're here to talk about. As we've done in the past, you know, to get this information out there and out of the way so we're not here for 4 hours the next time we recap. We're doing a special edition talking about the Marvel Legends fan stream. So we're going to do just that. We will recap what has happened today in Marvel Legends. So if you want to run down the reveals from this morning, talk about them, give your thoughts, hit them in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, drop them in the comments. You know, we'll talk about it afterwards too. Of course, if you are here though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And if you're feeling up for joining a cult, cult's even open on Tuesdays, folks. It works just like that. I do want to give a shout out to the cult members now. Of course, I don't do this alone, and even on a Tuesday, I do have some guests with me. So I'll start bringing them up now, and we'll see who's here. Of course, week in, week out, here and on Collecting Justified, it's Alexi. Your boy's got toys.
Boy's got toys, and he's on the scene. Batman, girls, and Joker's bursting out of the scenes. From an animated series to the movie line, he's gotta catch them all one bat at a time.
Yo.
Is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? What a good song.
I know. You know, I should have come up with a Tuesday specific. I feel like that would be a lot of effort for, you know, the one time we stream on a Tuesday, but
Yeah. I mean, we don't ever want to stream on a Tuesday again. That would be too consistent. So,
yeah.
Or would it be inconsistent to stream again on a Tuesday? It doesn't matter.
It'll really throw people off. And I think that's the whole goal, right? Like, we don't want people to know when to show up, you know.
That would be for an
That's
entertaining
how
show.
algorithms work. Who knows? Who knows how they work? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we've got here. Oh, look at this.
Custom toy creation,
Even if-
nostalgia fuels world building aspirations. Over 3,000 action figures for the toy sluts and basic bitches.
I do want to welcome everybody to this week's episode of Collecting Justified. Here you go. Hold on, everybody. All right. What's up, David?
What's up? So you said week in and week out. You mean 1 week in and 1 week out for Alexi?
Yes.
Okay.
And
then
the
the theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the theme song, you couldn't like overdub like just like Tuesday over every day that's named the song. Like
I could have. I absolutely could have. And if we would have had this conversation an hour ago,
I'm the idea man. You got to pick my brain, man.
Right. It would have been funny, right? Because it would have been like, is
Tuesday.
it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Tuesday yet?
monotone.
Next time I'm doing that. I'll forget, but we can at least pretend that it'll happen. All right. We've got more people here. It's Marvel Legends. People love Marvel Legends. And Z-Man, he's an actual part of the recap. So I got to bring him up now. He's not asleep. So when does he sleep? No one knows.
Z-Man, secret agent night owl. Man of mystery, when does he sleep? He's the one they call Agent Z-Man.
Z-Man, welcome.
What's up, everyone?
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes,
Yeah.
good morning.
Yeah, exactly. Good morning. We are from the future of what is it? Wednesday. It's pretty mid.
Pretty mid.
Midday for midweek.
There you go.
Is it Hump Day in the UK as well? Do they call it that?
Good question.
I have no clue.
So you've never heard that before?
No.
Okay.
You're missing out. You're missing out
Yeah.
on a whole thing. Every Wednesday, you could just be going around to random people and saying, "Oh, hey, happy Hump Day."
Guess what day it is?
People love that.
Hump Day.
People love that for some reason. Yeah. Here he is now, collecting Rush.
Collecting Rush, coming with a list.
Hey.
Comics on the brain, displays for days.
Welcome,
I might have
Rush.
to get that, song from you if I ever do any YouTube videos again.
Yeah, absolutely. Z-Man, the same. Like, if you want the theme music, I just gotta get it to you. That's all. Alexi, David, your stuff's copyrighted. You can't have it, but everybody else.
I knew when I signed the contract.
Yeah, exactly.
I signed no contract, so I'm not even a real part of the recap. So I should be entitled to the song that's about me, right?
He's 1099, yeah.
Actually, you might want to ask David who signed the contract, David, Evan, or Smith, because there might be loopholes.
None of us. Evan's a lawyer, so he doesn't allow any of us to sign the contracts.
Yeah,
That's why I've never seen him.
That's fair. All right. Well, let's see who we have in the chat. Kevin Beatty was here nice and early. Have a great stream, peeps. We'll catch it on the replay. U.S. Agent and Betsy were my top picks of the reveals. Now we need a Wanda and Sentry to complete the Force Works team. Okay, there you go.
I can vouch for that because I was watching that stream, and when U.S. Agent came up, I was like, "What the?" And then Kevin Beatty was in the chat like, "Let's go!" I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess people do want it."
I guess so. Dan's here. He's here for Group 3. By the way, we got to get that off. Group 3, LNL starts 5 minutes after LNL ends, whenever that is, every other Sunday. And we'll do it. All right. Kenny, can I just quit my channel and be a co-host of the recap? Absolutely, Dan. Absolutely. This is the place to be.
You should send Dan the, link for this show. I mean, Amanda would probably love it if he took some more time out of his day to just guest star for 5 minutes.
Absolutely. It's only midnight 15. I'm sure she's not trying to sleep at all.
Better yet, send it to Amanda.
Now we're thinking. So we are here to talk some Marvel Legends recaps. recaps? Yeah, sure. Why
Was
not?
there news?
We're here to recap some Marvel Legends that were revealed today in a Hasbro fan stream with Dan Yoon and Mr. Stevie. All right, Dwight was out. He's I don't know if you saw his post. He's doing his best Frank Castle cosplay at the moment. He's got half an eye patch going and seems to be
Murdering criminals extrajudiciously.
Exactly. Exactly. But with that said, I think we can go ahead and get into it. California Red Devil, Psylocke Baby, and Rich M. Who asked for Marina and Box? I want a list.
Well, everyone in Canada does.
The Canadians. Okay, understood.
I know the Canada, all the people on the after show, saying that we don't want, we sold off our Alpha Flight box sets. Like, oh, the Canada disrespect there.
Yeah. Like, I understand the old, outdated figures by today's standards, but until they release new ones, then shouldn't you still keep them? I mean, I guess there's just no love for Canada teams. The shade.
It does feel like shade. I kept mine.
Very
and
shady
they
up
are
there.
still proudly on display over there. Okay.
I have an Alpha Flight shelf.
I do too.
That's right. So now you get 2 more editions, and I'm here for it. So here's a snapshot. Of course, we'll go individually with everything, but here's a snapshot, a rundown of what was revealed today. A lot of this we had a list. We had known some things that were coming. A couple of things were off from that list, maybe a curveball here, but mostly what we had anticipated to be revealed today. And then, of course, some additional things with the Marvel Rivals. And we did get the cosplay item with the Cyclops visor, which was pointed out. We called on episode 53 of Collecting Justified. So if you want to go back and see it, it's episode 53. Way back when. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know. That's what Justin said. I don't know if I believe it or not, but
he put, it was between 2 Sentinels episode. He put a illustrated visor on Andrew's picture in the thumbnail. So
yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. Somebody's got a high pitched situation going on. I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering. That's not me.
Not me.
Not
Hey,
me.
man, it's got to be the midnight alarm in the UK.
That's what it is.
No,
It's the happy hump day alarm. That's what it is.
Woo!
Wow. Rush lied about Rush. First of all, Rush isn't in charge of what's going out there. He just has the information he was given. Okay. That's what he was working with. Although I was very much looking forward to that Punisher Rush, so you lied to us.
I know.
Darth Sinister.
And that's why I'm on the show today, so I can take some blame for it, as well as, providing the information that you guys kept on jumping for on Justin's stream. So I had to keep on just dialing in, typing in. It's like, I was trying to go to sleep. I'm like, no, that's wrong. I got to send you information. Nope. So I'm just here now to just provide it.
Always here to save the day. I appreciate it. Joe O'Neill, what's up? Evening team. What a glorious day to be a Legends collector. Indeed.
Yeah. Joe O'Neill's a big classic fan, so I'm sure he's excited by some of these.
That's good. So we had speculated that a Dark Avengers Hawkeye would be on this reveal list, and it was. Now, I will point out they did not include that Bullseye head for the 4th time, but if you do buy that 2-pack with Muse or any of the other 2 previous versions, then you'll have that head sculpt to go along with this. But you get him in the mask, it's not too bad. You can move on from your Kit Bash version and now have an actual version of Dark Avengers Hawkeye. Now, I will point out, well, we'll get to the BAF later. I will point out, while this was being revealed, Dan did allude to an update on a bigger character from Dark Avengers. Okay.
What did he say? I didn't catch that.
I got you. Here we go. Ready?
I disagree. I disagree with Dwight. I think might be some updates of some big characters.
Dwight, he disagrees.
So we'll see. But this is an early.
Some big characters, several.
Ooh.
Well, does he mean big as in size or big as in, popular?
Notability, yeah.
Good question. I was thinking Ares, but that actually brings up a good point.
I think it's size.
Well, if he's talking about popular, then none of them, because none of the Dark Avengers were popular.
I think it's fair to think big characters being size, because I think they have to show love to all the characters that they release and like present all of them as awesome and worthy of being made into toys as marketers. So I would think he's being more literal with like big, right?
I think so too.
That's where I was going with it. Yeah.
I mean, there is like, if you technically want to be, Monster Venom McGargan, but I'm like, I'd rather have like him before he became Monster, because that fits that. I know we have a black suit Spider-Man that we can use, but a one with, that matches more of that Dark Avengers kind of like
a little more bulk, not like
yeah.
Technically, the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure was kind of more of the Matt Gargan design.
But like he doesn't match that team picture that they've been throwing around.
Where they're all on stage.
Yeah.
Which that was just a symbiote Spider-Man on stage, so
Yeah.
I mean, I would take that. I would take that like slight bulkier Venom Spider-Man, Dark Spider-Man, and then an Ares update would be awesome, honestly. Like the figure is how old, and like the re-release was slightly updated, I believe, but like
right from the even older Baff, So
yeah. So I think it's well overdue. Like I think a good new detailed Ares would be awesome, but how they would do it, I don't know.
Well, wouldn't you think that the Scourge the Executioner would be a good base?
Ooh, yeah, he would be a good base.
I was gonna say the Marvel Rivals Punisher.
Oh snap!
And the Builder figures from 2008.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's super old.
So I was 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they update his like hips on the single release or no?
Nope. Same hips.
Damn.
I have that one, and yeah, they didn't update it, and he just like he looks good just to be like, oh yeah, we got the Dark Avengers, but
I think the only thing that they updated was just like the face.
Okay, like the big and like the deco of the skull, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yikes. 2008. Like we're coming up on. Wait, really?
20 years.
Yep.
Jeez, I was 8, man.
No.
18 years ago.
It can't be. It can't be.
That was the Dark Days of Hasbro. That was a Walmart exclusive wave.
Oh snap! It really was that long ago. That's like older than like Lorenz. Right? No, maybe. Wow. That's mind blowing to me. That's like 18 years ago. Was that figure? Like, yeah, they need an update for sure. Executioner could be a good shout.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think Lorenz is like, let me in.
He's got the link.
What's funny, you brought up the Rivals Punisher. I just see that. I'm like, man, I wish that would have been the buck that they would have used for the Crossbones and the Madam Mask 2-pack.
Ooh.
It would be more similar to the Thunderbolt set version, right? Like that bigger, bulkier body.
I'm sure, like you could
by
like
that,
do
put the Crossbones head on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, that's not a solution. How dare you? What about this Hawkeye? Does anybody have a Dark Avengers display? Does anybody care about Dark Avengers?
I'm actually building Dark Avengers.
Okay.
I have Norman from Norman from Cabal. I have Decan, the Dark Avengers Warburg. This guy's a solid addition. So all we need really is Ares, and then There's a Sentry out there that you can get, but I wasn't really impressed with that Sentry that came out recently. So we'll see. But I could do this. The updates on the body in general are nice. I like the ball joint in the diaphragm, butterfly joints. I mean, he's pinless on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember Jay going off in Dan's stream about the quiver and how the quiver is like, it's been reused on every single Archer figure that we've gotten. But it doesn't really bother me. It's a quiver. I'm not looking for like insane detail or removable arrows or like trick arrows or something out of it. And then of course, like the pirate boots are incredibly old reuse, but at least we get calf swivel with those.
Yeah.
Well, it's like with the quiver, it's like, okay, he's dressed up to mimic Hawkeye. So, of course, they would reuse a Hawkeye, quiver that they've used in the past because that's what he's trying to be in the comics, Hawkeye. So, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard complaints about like his scaled sleeve arm is not like all the way down, but I've seen art where it's like that and art where it's like completely covered to the wrist at least.
Yeah, the Dark Hawkeye figure previously had a full arm, what's that stuff? Chainmail or whatever?
No, it was a Bucky cap metal arm. It was like a
it was?
Yeah, it was like a painted purple Bucky MCU metal arm, which didn't really do the job for me. Like, I don't think that counts.
Oh, okay.
This is more it should be more scale mail like this. And if they did like the full, like from the bicep to the glove, like that could still be reused as like a more classic Hawkeye in one of his old books. So that's like my only real disappointment with this. But I have a Dark Avengers shelf. I have like a Thunderbolt / Dark Avengers shelf. So it's like a combination of like Citizen V and like the Dark Avengers groups. What is that? Ragnarok Thor. With the red eyes,
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly where they got this design from.
It was a Deadpool comic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only time he was designed like this because it's a simpler thing. But it's like in the regular Dark Avengers, the costume was different. But this is accurate as when he fought Deadpool in Deadpool's comics as Hawkeye. So
they Google image searched and took the one image that came up from Deadpool.
From Deadpool, yeah.
Deadpool Volume 4, number 11.
Oh, damn! One specific issue, and that changed the game for the whole figure.
That's right. That's right.
Awful. No, but it's a good figure. It's well executed.
Great figure.
Yeah. I think it's perfectly fine. Now, here's one. Robbie Reyes. We saw it on the list. We knew it was coming. Here it is. We're slowly getting together these figures from the HasLab. Hellcharger, maybe. It was alluded to a possibility in the stream somewhere down the line, maybe. Who knows? You do have the option for the Ramen Racer out there. I haven't checked to see. I'm sure a lot of people ordered it today, though. And you get this
$265 plus a $50 shipping, so $315 for just the car. When people were complaining about $350 for 5 figures and the car.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense, but here we are. And also no Robbie head, so you just get the flame on. So I mean, I think most people would display it that way, but a lot of people want the options, and I'm a person who likes options.
I think, like, if, a lot of people are talking about, they'll make it the Hellcharger to a made-to-order, and I think, originally I was like, they'll just put the add-ons for, like, the civilian version. I think they're just going to make a new figure using this body, but with the civilian stuff, so that you could just have civilian by itself. So I think that's
definitely.
Yeah,
I think if they do the Hellcharger, they're just going to sell the car by itself. because now they can say, well, you got the figure, so why not add the car to it? That way they can keep the price low and just say car by itself. Here you go.
You don't think they're gonna try to do the unmasked Robbie with the car to make people get the car?
They might include the unmasked Robbie head sculpt, but I don't think they would do a full figure.
Because I'm pretty sure that, like, when they showed that version, it was like the head, obviously, then it was like the kind of like jacket part on the like legs, and then he had like normal shoes or legs.
We had gray pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was kind of like it was a neck piece that kind of like a cowl coming down, almost like he was wearing a hood. So he, put the hood down.
It's like they could do that as like, oh, they sell the car, but they will include those pieces so you could include it with your Robbie Reyes, or put it as the figure. Like
That's right. It'll be $250 for the car and that figure. And again, you could have spent $350 a few years ago and got so much more. But I digress. Hey, it's a cool option. I'm glad people are getting a chance at Robbie. Good to see that most of the figures, well, I guess at this point, at least a version of all of the figures have become available.
Yeah, I don't count Madeline.
I'm not. That's why I said a version of. I held back from saying they've all been released, but
I think on Dan whose stream he said that the skull will be a bit more white. He said that Dan Yoon said that it would be more whiter. So I'm like, what?
So I'm gonna play that clip again because the second half of it says.
I disagree. I disagree with Dwight. I think there might be some updates of some big characters.
Dwight, he disagrees.
So we'll see. But this is an early sample. So the head here is very silver, but the final product is actually going to be white. So hopefully you guys can be okay with that.
I'm okay with white face.
Yeah.
You'll be okay with that. I love that.
Yeah. I'm okay with white face. I'm okay with metal face. The figure looks great. I back the Hell Charger. I own a Ramen Racer, so this is a definite pickup for me. Is this, in fact, just a Wild Child chain hooked to a crowbar now? Or slash hammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got it with Wild Child and that Peter Parker symbiote.
The Spider Venom.
Spider Venom. That's it. I'd get that.
Oh, that's the same chain as well. Okay.
Yeah. So what they've done is that they've got the crowbar, but it can hook onto the chain, and same with the hammer, it hooks onto the chain.
Where the chain would normally hook onto Wild Child, like it clips on there.
Okay.
That's what Rush said. So
better wash that connector.
But hey, I like it. I was very tempted at some point today to go and order that Ramen Racer. I can't guarantee that some point before the end of the weekend that I will have not done that, but still time to figure that out, I guess. Where am I going to put it? That's the problem.
You have a whole Super Musk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to put the Punisher van on there. How many cars am I going to put on that thing?
They can be racing.
Like a parking lot, you know?
I have floating shelves for my cars.
That's probably a good call because, again, I still have the Batman Forever Batmobile, the Ecto 1A, the
I should do some floating shelves so I can display my Batmobile.
Exactly.
Should. All right. I had to bring it down because they put these out of order, so I don't want to get ahead of things. But now we'll bring up Lady Deadpool. So this was the curveball for me, at least. Expecting a Punisher, and we get Lady Deadpool.
So Rush did not predict this?
No, Rush did not predict this one. So
okay.
Which apparently on the leak list last year, this was on that leak list for this wave, but recent leaks gone out said that it was Punisher instead of Lady Deadpool. So technically this was on the leak list from last year, but just current things said that was otherwise.
If I remember correctly, it was like this was in a cluster. Lady Deadpool with like U.S. Agent and like Wolverine pool, like we're all like in a cluster together on the list.
Yeah, but
So
I think
like,
we thought this would be a movie lady, like a
Right.
an MCU Lady Deadpool.
Mhm.
Did you catch what he said about like you could display this with your Deadpool core from the movie?
Yeah, I think that's him like leading towards we're not going to get a movie Lady Deadpool, but you can use this.
Exactly. That's how I read that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Dan
close
had a
to-
good point. He was saying that they wouldn't, because we got this as well, the comic version. It pretty much confirms we're not getting an MCU Lady Deadpool because it wouldn't release two like figures so close to each other, like in the media as well as like in time.
Yeah.
But with this whole like Punisher with new logo, which was on the kind of like leak list of like that's what would have been in this wave, I think he's going to be shifted to a more deluxe offering.
See, I was gonna say a retro card because the Daredevil and the Lady Daredevil and Lady Bullseye were all on retro cards.
Daredevil of that look was in the Marvel Knights
Oh
wave.
no, you're right. That was not on a retro card. The two other, I guess it could go either way then, because Daredevil was not on a retro card. You're right.
I'm here to keep you honest, Kenny.
No, that's
Do your
good.
homework, Kenny.
No, that would. Who has time?
I remember I was like talking about like, oh, with this new logo, what if it's like how like Budo is in G.I. Joe, where it's like a sub like the armor is overlay, and then you can take it off and make a classic Punisher with like different arm pieces. That would be like a sick figure. So I'm like, if it is a deluxe, maybe, but that's too much brain juice for that kind of like engineering or offering. Like,
And there's so like we were just talking, like there's so much Punisher going on in Marvel Legends this year. Like it's crazy. So I'm not too mad about him not being in this wave. But this is like my least exciting figure in the wave. Like I'm glad it's on the body that it is, but like I wasn't desperate for like a pinless version of the Lady Deadpool that they gave us in the Sauron wave, right? Was it Sauron?
Sauron.
Yeah. So like, it's just under like I don't need it. I'll get it to like replace the one that I had. But like the only other reason I was talking to a friend would be to like take this apart for like an all red body and like customize with it.
Ooh.
Like it's a great articulation scheme. So like most of the black would probably come off with acetone.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
could be
then
good.
you'd have to worry about like the shoulder joints that it looks like they're molded in black.
Yeah, the butterfly joint would be black, but and the shoulder itself would be black, but the rest of it probably would come off. And the cuffs and ankle bracelets are a separate piece where they were painted on the old figure. So like that's nice. Yeah. It's cute. It does the job. Whatever.
Yeah. I agree with David. It's hard to pass on this body. You know what I'm saying? David, he's got the eye. But unless I saw this like in person on discount or something, then I probably won't pick it up.
Every time I'm getting ready for these things, Carolina comes down and she's looking at this and she's like, "You already have that. You already have that. What are you doing?"
But no, it's pinless and it's got an ab hinge and a diaphragm joint and butterfly joints.
Nobody the new hat.
All right.
If it helps, since we were talking about Robbie, I found the picture of the early bird special and I sent it to you so you can pull that up.
Let's take a look. I wish things moved faster, when I say, "Oh, let's take a look," like it was there, that would beep, 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 beep. Better.
Oh boy, that looks so good. I don't know.
Man, look what they took from us.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about this on Justified. Like, I could see them locking at least the head sculpt in a Hell Charger made to order pack. I don't know how much more of it, but they could do the whole damn figure. and it's still different enough where you have a powered down Robbie. You know, they
Yeah.
could probably charge more for the made to order if this a whole figure was included in it instead of just a head sculpt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just gives the head and the cowl piece.
Yeah.
I want the legs as
That would
well.
be fun, yeah.
In the chat, Zion.collectibles is asking if that's the Black Widow body. I mean, I think technically it's like the Phoenix Deluxe body because the Black Widow has all that sculpted different torso, but it's the same articulation scheme as the Black Widow body. I think there's some size differences between that and the Black Widow body. Subtle, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely much more articulated than your average Legends female buck. So
It's the best articulated buck that they're offering in the line. So can't go wrong. If you love Deadpool that
Guaranteed.
much. So
all right,
My Lady Deadpool's in the background on my Deadpool shelf, so you know, I don't really need a new one. But after the movie, a lot of people in Facebook groups are wanting this, so they have this on their movie display. So could sell it off easily.
There you go.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, can you enhance this, Kenny?
Yeah. Where would you like?
So I'm curious if the green upper torso, it looks like that's the plastic molded color, the pale green.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the scaly upper part is like a separate plastic piece that could be removed. Because if it can, you could put it on a flesh-colored torso and do a Namorita.
Oh,
you know that they have this buck. They're going to release an Emerita.
I know, but I'm so impatient. I'm so impatient.
The bathing suit sculpted, that's going to get reused easily.
I know, I just don't wait. But if it's two separate plastics, which they do a lot of lately.
There is
like an overlay.
Yeah, so it does look like it is a separate piece.
Because like the bottom ridge, can you enhance any more than this? Because like the bottom ridge under
look at other pictures to see if there's like a side profile.
Yeah. Because like
put the image down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah, so like if you look like under the diaphragm joint, it doesn't look like it's the pale green like peeking out under there.
That's true.
You know, so I think it might be two different pieces that they glue together. And if that's the case, I'm not waiting for a Namorita because it'll probably still be 2 years before they give us Namorita in this costume. Let's be real. You know, it'll be 2028 before we see it. You know, but that's like the only thing. Like, I don't want to have to paint flesh tone above that. You know, but there are flesh tone upper bodies that I could put that, you know, bustier on and and then pop the legs and the, you know, the arms, and it's all good, you know? So I'm hyped for that. But I love Marina, for the record, and I'm glad that Alpha Flight is going to be much more complete. The figure looks great. I think, what else could they have done with this, you know? Anybody else? No? Nobody else?
No, that's good. I'm excited.
I mean, this is one of those figures or characters, I guess, that some people would be like, well, it's not the most articulated body like we got on Lady Deadpool, but also Marina is not one of the highest priority female figures. So you get her to complete a team and you get her on updated pin lists, at least not the most updated, but you know, better than the worst. So yeah, I think this is solid. And like you said, David, if they're doing some engineering that allows you to customize it further, then that's another plus. But I don't know anything about this character. So for what it is, yeah, I think it's good. And it's got the barefoot feet. Oh, God.
Well, for a little background, I'm sure Rush can speak more about it, but she's tied primarily to Alpha Flight, but she's also tied to the 80s era Avengers. She was Namor's wife for a period of time. She died. She was
after turning into a huge monster, sea monster.
Yes, she turned into a ginormous sea monster.
Marriage will do that.
Which everyone's saying about the head sculpts. Like, if you look at the Marina comic designs, this head sculpt's actually giving her a plus on it. It's like the original 80s head sculpt or designs in the comics were awful. So it's like, I'm glad they kind of updated. It's like, if this does anything, her newer design, her modern design looks so much better. She kind of looks like an underwater punk goth girl, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think they definitely treated her well with the head sculpt. It's softened.
I might add that, is she doing a side eye? Because look at the pupils.
Her eyes are black, so that's just glinting.
Kind of scary.
This eye's doing its own thing. I think it's just the glare, right? Or
yeah, because her eyes are black. She doesn't have pupils.
Okay, I was about to say Marvel Legends copying McFarlane. Just
side eye.
I'm definitely
this head sculpt is still like 1,000 times better than any McFarlane head sculpt female.
You mentioned that she was married to Namor. Do we have that version of Namor already? We have like
it
two,
was the
right?
classic Namor. So we have the version that was released in Black Panther Wave, but I mean we could all use a updated like pinless classic Namor.
I think on the what's it called, the Kazar body.
Yeah,
that would be good.
Oh plus yeah, that'd be cool.
Totally.
David needs more shirtless, naked men for his, gay bar.
Just in a Speedo. That's all. That's all.
It's less work to do. Yeah, I mean, it's already like.
What's crazy is like a week or so ago, I found another, Marvel female that wears a scaled bathing suit type top or a costume, and I can't remember who the hell it was, but there's someone else.
Was it green or?
Oh, like aside from what we know.
Besides from Nimrita and Marina, there's some other female character that wears a scaled bathing suit. I don't know if it's just the bathing suit, if it's part of her larger costume, but I'm pretty sure this can be used for someone else. I just have to find that. So
Do you
I'm
remember
searching.
what color the costume was, Rush?
If I did, I'd probably remember the character. So I want to say off the top of my head, maybe purple, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Well, speaking of purple,
Wait.
How about some Outback Psylocke? I'm absolutely thrilled that we're getting Outback Psylocke. She looks good.
Same. This is the banger for me. So I know that in the extra show, everyone was like doing their top 3. For me, it's like Michael and John Morrissey, like Box, Marina, and Psylocke, 110%. Like these are the best. Like I'm the most excited about these 3 figures. She looks great. Yes, they did the Lilandra leg reuse, but it looks like the upper, like it looks like the torso is new. The arms look new because they're armored, but they're not like, don't look like they use the overlays of like the Quake figure or Lilandra's gauntlets. And like the shoulder thing is new, the cape is new, the head is new. So like it's just the legs that are reused. Everything else is brand spanking new for accuracy. Yeah, you see how Lilandra's torso has all those sculpted like lines on her abs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's not the only thing reused is the legs.
Oh yeah, you can see the lines around her waist.
Yeah.
I think Psylocke has the breastplate of Scarlet Witch, which they've done a few times.
No, because that Scarlet Witch one has like a line down the front of the cups of that, and this does not. It's smooth. I do think that upper torso, even though it's new, it could also be used for Hepzibah. Because that's like what the top of her costume looks like too.
Oh yeah. And then you could just paint the pink white because it's fur. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's where the reuse can come from in this new parts. But yeah, it's like they invested a lot in this and it looks really great. Love that the butterfly effect can be used on this head. Yeah.
The eyes look really cool. They really got like the pink in the eye and like the color for the eye. It looks awesome.
Yeah. I noticed that in one of the close-ups of the face. It was like their irises are like almost glowing pink. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. It looks like the effect stays on well.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. No notes. No complaints here.
Yeah,
So-
it's a gorgeous figure.
Would you guys have wanted a hood down with the hair out kind of version?
Somebody was saying that they'll be doing her without the armor, and that you'll probably get a sculpt without the hood in that. Is that accurate? I don't know much about Outback.
Well, it's a different. I mean, if you're talking about like the classic costume before this one, without the armor, is that what you mean?
Got it. Oh, okay.
That hair would be different styled than what this one was like, so I wouldn't count it. A lot of people customize like the Polaris head with the big green curly hair and paint that lavender for the customs that I've seen made of this character. So it's an option, but I'm not sold on that yet. But yeah, I'm down for 2 of these at least.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Here's one I think I'm gonna pat. Yeah, I don't think I have any place for this. Yeah, I think this is a pass for me. But I get it. Like, there's somebody out there that wants Force Works, so I'm happy for that person. And he's right here, Z-Man. Tell me about it.
I mean, I think it's like it's so weird because I'm like happy we're getting this figure, and he looks amazing. And I think he's on that newer body of Cap where he's got that kind of like the bicep.
Is that the Gamerverse Cap?
I think so.
No.
I don't have that figure, but he's got that kind of like articulation. You know,
Yeah. The
Gamerverse-
articulation is the most impressive to me.
Yeah.
Does Gamerverse have a diaphragm joint? I don't.
That's what I'm asking. I don't have him.
He's
I don't
all the
have
way
him.
over there. I can't see from here.
Mine's in the living room.
I've only kept one Captain America on my display, and it's the Alex Ross one. And Ultimate, because that's.
Who are we asking about?
Does the Gamerverse Captain America have a
Cap.
diaphragm joint?
He doesn't know either.
I didn't get the Gamerverse one,
Oh.
so I'm.
Okay.
Someone told me that this was the new Punisher, the most recent Punisher body, because it's
Oh.
and
Maybe.
butterfly joint. But the
We'll have that
gauntlets
handy.
are new.
The gauntlets and the boots are
Are
like
new.
the boot cuff kind of thing that's new.
Yeah.
And is the shield? Oh, here we go.
I don't
look-
think that's.
No, it's not. It still has the hinge.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
hinge
right.
abs. I have the Punisher right here though, and it looks like it could be.
The butterfly joints on that too, right?
Yeah. So the back is, you can see the butterfly joints,
Mm-hmm.
and then the diaphragm.
Oh yeah, it's this body.
Yeah.
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 Dang.
Looks
Then
great.
nice. Yeah. This is a
Great.
sick body.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's bulky, just bulky enough. Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I was already sold on this just because, but I was like, it's a missed opportunity because this should have been released on an Iron Man retro card because I know
Yeah.
Rush and I.
Because he was in the
But-
show.
Well, he
Actually, he wasn't
in
in the show.
Oh,
Instead
no.
of- in the
Go ahead.
cartoon, they kind of replaced U.S. Agent with Hawkeye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like he was, because I think it was like he was released on that card in the figure wave of like that toy line. So it's like, oh, they should have done that instead of done She-Hulk. But you know, and then I was like, oh, imagine in an alternate reality where this reveal was She-Hulk and we had this figure back then.
Mhm.
They'd
Yeah.
probably been on like that
Did-
old.
Does the face look like U.S. Agent to you guys?
Yeah.
Of that,
he almost
of that art style of the time, it does to me.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is,
Yeah.
USA had face changes because he would like surgically change his face. Or remember when he went through that era of like,
It's like a
he was
regular
like-
celebrity.
and then he was Jack Daniels.
Mm.
Oh,
Same.
you said Jack Daniels? What?
Yeah,
We've all been there, brother.
it's what
Well,
you
this
did.
helps. Kenny, once again, I sent you something that may help out with this.
Okay, yeah.
Was it a bottle of Jack Daniels? Because that's what I need for this.
No, I don't drink that, so unfortunately not.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yo, that Scarlet Witch would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't they reuse it for Marvel Rivals Emma Frost too? Doesn't she have something similar?
Probably a lot of. Yeah, probably. I think Emma's. I mean, I don't know. I don't play the game, so I think there's more cutouts in Emma's costume than that.
Yeah, she has more cutouts.
Yeah. But
Nice.
yeah,
I don't play the game
and
either,
that's-
but from all the cosplays I've seen of that Emma Frost is a lot more revealing.
Cosplays. All the cosplays.
But they could do that Scarlet Witch on an Iron Man card because that's how she looked in the animated series.
She had that different
Yeah.
hairstyle, but yeah, most definitely. If they did give her two heads, one this look that Rush is on.
When the Force Works comic first came out, she had the shorter dude that they did in the animated series. During the course of it, her hair, of course, got longer. Then what turned into the Crossing outfit was directly after this one.
Which, remind everybody, is still a 2-pack that's supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch and Vision Crossing.
Yeah. And for anyone, real quick, rundown of Force Works. Force Works is kind of the X-Force version of Avengers West Coast. After Mockingbird died, Iron Man kind of closed down West Coast Avengers and moved the team into one of his factories, and the factory was called the Works because whenever he told someone something he was working on was in the works, that's what he meant. So that's where Force Works comes from. So instead of X-Force, you get Force Works. So
works.
But now that I'm looking at your checklist here, I'm thinking maybe I might pick up this US. I'm almost there, right? If we just get these other characters.
This also was looked during the Crossing. So if you're buying into the Crossing figures, Kenny, are you?
Let's be honest, David. Of course I am.
Okay. Well, this was his looking that as well. So another reason. You're buying it, Kenny. Pre-order it tomorrow.
Straight to his face. I love the head sock, man. It's such a.
He almost looks like a character from The Boys or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does he keep that little point glued down to his nose? Does he have?
I feel like that would
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
If you saw the original artwork from the first couple issues of this, it was extreme, 90s extreme, so, and it's it made it look so much worse in the actual drawings.
Yeah.
The shield looks fun as well.
Yeah, the shield looks good. They captured that glowing, vibrating energy very well.
The sculpt of it, the sculpt looks really good. Still hate that clip mechanism, but
I'm waiting for someone to complain. It's there's no hole on his back for it to clip onto. It's well, it's a plasma shield. It just
you
put it on
you don't
his
have
back.
to clip it. Yeah.
The thing is,
but go ahead.
I was gonna say I always love that when a Captain America figure comes out, he does have an open hand, so you can just use the peg of the shield and just put it that. I know it doesn't work for this one because it's supposed to come out of the bracer, but it just saves the fragility of the shield. You don't have to use the clip all the time.
But there's a lot of times in the comics where he projected it in front of both, use it like a battering ram.
Okay, fair enough. There you go.
He never threw it though, right? It wouldn't be something he could throw, correct?
Yeah, it was just for defense.
Not the way that they're picturing it.
There's a picture where he's throwing it in one of these press photos.
Well, it's just
he's holding it to toss it.
Yeah.
That.
That.
That's not how it works.
Who throws underhanded like that?
He does.
I'm guessing you've never played frisbee golf.
Fair. He looks like a frisbee golfer.
Anytime I see an energy shield, I'm just reminded the MCU teased that, but then we never got it, and instead we got what we got from
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. No, Infinity War with a Cap, where he got those two stupid claws. I hate that. Sorry.
Stupid claws. My favorite Nickelodeon show.
Ooh.
Pass.
Oh.
Yeah, this was really cool. So Z-Man, I saw you speaking up a little bit in Dan's after show. This character concept was really cool, but I feel like because it was Wolverine, and they were like, man, these chumps are gonna buy Wolverine no matter what. They didn't really put a lot of effort into it. I hate the swirly twirly plastic style mask. I was hoping it was gonna be more matted or like black. But the claws too, they're just like that molded plastic, like gray color. So I feel like that takes away from it. I wasn't expecting anything innovative from a Wolverine. There's like 1,000 Wolverines in the Marvel Legends line, but I was hoping they would do a little something. And it's essentially just like Extreme Wolverine repainted.
Yeah, I think. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, yeah, like it's just. I think it's great that we're getting this figure of this look. I know it's gonna be like by the time this figure comes out, the story probably would be finished. Maybe not, but I think one of the things that's missing is the fact that you can't take off the faceplate, because later on in the comics he does take it off, and one of the things that's kind of like the underlining, I don't want to say issue, but kind of weird thing about this wave is that there's no extra heads for any of the figures, and this would have benefited with an extra head,
especially with no bath piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I feel with this is, again, you know how it takes them 18 months to process and design everything. It's like for first part of most of the comics, he never took the mask off. So this may have been the only design reference that they had when they put this into production.
Yeah,
but it's like, if you guys haven't seen the comic where he's got the face mask off, just imagine, you know, his crazy hair up top, but in beard.
Yeah.
Oh, like a long
crazy beard.
Yeah, like extreme beard, scratchy beard, like sideburns, like going over above the mask and everything. It's a crazy facial hair.
Yeah.
So you fit all that facial hair under that mask?
Yep.
It's a good mask.
What's the significance of the red star? Is there a
He was a Winter Soldier.
He's Winter Soldier. He's not Wolverine or Weapon X.
Yeah.
Oh, is that they don't put that name on this package though, right?
No.
No, they just call him Ultimate Wolverine.
Yeah, because that's what the name of the comic was. But
the book title is Ultimate Wolverine.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't call it Winter Soldier, and then people be like, actually.
Yeah.
What about
because in the book, it was kind of a reveal that he was Winter Soldier, like the twist.
Winterine. You know?
Yeah, Winterine.
Oh,
that's what I'm going to label in my catalog.
Yeah.
Passing this. I don't really want or need any of these. What's up, EC? What's up, K-Mac?
I want two, just so I can take the mask off of one of them and then use it as a custom for a Mortal Kombat Ninja. I don't know why. And like Dan just put that in my head of like, oh, the mask, it looks like a ninja mask, like, you know, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero kind of. Oh no, it was Jay who said it. It was like MK2, even though that's clearly like.
What would have been great, instead of giving us like a second head sculpt, if, you know, literally the mask, the face, the mouthpiece just came off and would snap on and off.
And it had real hair.
That'd be sick. And it really stank.
Well, it's like with how the beard and everything stuck out, it's like that could easily just cup over and clip onto the hair and still work. So
yeah. The one thing I'll say is, if you're not completely impressed with this, but you really like the Ultimate Wolverine book and you want to figure, Hasbro is always like first to market with their designs. So if they're making these, then you can probably bet that one of the other companies will come out with an Ultimate Wolverine in the next like year or two, like Mezco or Mafex. Obviously, Mafex will reveal, but you won't get that for an additional 3 years. But SH Figure Arts and the like. So someone else is going to do an Ultimate Wolverine.
Yeah, I keep on seeing Facebook groups are like, oh, if they put this out, maybe they'll do an Ultimate, you know, Spider-Man. I'm like, it's the exact same fucking costume.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to now. I don't want to say anything about what's happened in Ultimate Endgame, but definitely need that figure now.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's your wave. These go up for pre-order on April 15th. Bear with me 1 second.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow.
Today. 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, David, for the screenshots.
Of course.
So this will be available on Pulse, Fan Channel, and Amazon. So you've got some options.
David, you're a pre-orderer who had the pleasure of your business.
It will be Amazon. I just like that the prices could fluctuate between now and when it ships, and it would be free shipping because I have Amazon Prime.
Nice.
And they warn me when they're going to move it up before just charging me out of the blue. You know,
Yeah.
Pulse sometimes just doesn't. Pulse lets me go to sleep and then wake up to like all the charges without telling me it was coming early.
They wait until you're asleep and then they
then
push all the charges through you.
Yeah.
This will go up on Amazon tomorrow, $27.99. By Friday, it'll be $29.99.
Yeah, which is so annoying.
Get it tomorrow. So we didn't talk about Box, the Build-A-Figure. Anybody?
The boxes look good. They're just basic. They got the names of the characters. Marvel, so we know who makes them.
Anybody happy with it? Unhappy with it?
Of Box.
First, like my leak checklist I put out, I will prefer the Madison Jeffries design. But it's like this one, I'm just glad that wasn't the blue and yellow because, again, as I saw on Dan's after shows, like it's red, so it fits in more with the red and white Alpha Flight. So it fits in with that.
I agreed. I agreed with that.
I'm waiting for the Facebook purists to say, "Oh, he doesn't have the red wristbands. It's so inaccurate." Hasbro's shortchanging us because he doesn't have wristbands.
Yeah, I for an Alpha Flight team, when the flag of the country is red and white, I just prefer the red. It just seems to make sense for the team rather than blue. Like, what's the significance of blue for Alpha Flight? So, like, I was hoping it would be this color scheme if it was him, and I'm like really kind of blown away that it was that the group guessed this. Who would have thought?
Now, would you have preferred it be Outback Colossus?
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, at the beginning of the episode, Rich said that Colossus should have been the Bath and Namorita should have been Marina. I think that's what he said at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean,
see, the only problem with this being Outback Colossus is we just got Astonishing Colossus, so they wouldn't release two Colossus back to back. So
there are 7 boxes in this wave. So
wow.
Yeah,
put it like that.
I probably feel like I need Outback Colossus more than I need Box for Alpha Flight, but I think we kind of touched on this. Like, it seems like these niche mixed waves are a good avenue to give us a niche Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't get a box in a 2-pack with somebody for Alpha Flight, and they wouldn't expect that to sell.
No, that's a great point. Colossus will sell, and they'll do something with it, and it'll be fine. But Box, you're right. This is the only way that this happens.
I mean, you could have sold Box and Marina in a 2-pack, similar to like how we got Drax and Moondragon and Champion and Star Fox, a big figure with a smaller figure that would have worked and probably would have sold a lot more just on their own for everyone that just wants them. But it's like the good thing with using this as a Build-A-Figure is everyone's like, oh, I want the blue and yellow. Well, guess what? They can re-release this later on in a deluxe box in the blue and yellow for those people that want, so they can get 2 uses out of it.
Yeah,
that's true. Imagine they do that and then they give you the like an updated body for Vindicator / Guardian, and that'll be the way to get people to buy that, and they'll be like, oh, here's your new box, like the different color variant.
Just other new characters like Diamond Lil or Nemesis, another Nemesis,
Talisman.
But this one's a female. But it's like just there's still so many Talisman that would be the good sells, like because they were on Beta Flight. So
But I think that the bigger question with Alpha Flight is like, is it time for them to kind of redo this team in the pinless mode, like in 2-packs, like they did with Inhumans or Squadron Supreme? Like,
let me breathe a little.
Probably not, just because no one really bought the box set. Is like that's why they released those figures in the box set, because they weren't going to sell, individually.
Yeah.
So it's like you heard the UK group; they don't care about Alpha Flight, so they've got figures of them. So why update? It's like, if they update them, I would love, if they did like different costumes, like North Star and Aurora, and their red and white costumes to go along with all the other designs. So.
Yeah. I could see that. Like if they did maybe even just like a 3-pack in the red and white costumes for them. Or Aurora had that popular like yellow and black costume with a short haircut for a long
Personally,
while.
I love, North Star in his X-Men costume, kind of like the upgraded black and white with the goggles and the X-Men logo. I love that design of North Star to put with my X-Men display.
So it's pretty much a no-go that they're going to redo this team completely. Like Snowbird is the only Snowbird, and Shaman, they're the only ones we're going to get, right?
Most likely, yeah, because they're not on anyone's demands.
Yeah, fair. Well, I'm happy for this. I'm down for one box.
Nice box.
Nice box.
All right, that's it. Nothing else was talked about today.
Come on. Have a good night, guys.
All right, peace.
Marvel Rivals. Does anybody actually play Marvel Rivals? Z-Man?
You got the youthful guy here to talk about Marvel Rivals. Come on, man. I swear.
So I will, like I'll say, I don't necessarily have any use for any of these, but I'm definitely going to get this Punisher because it's a big beefy figure. It looks pretty badass, and I think there is some potential kit bash use for it. We've already talked about some options earlier today, so this was a pretty good looking figure.
Yeah, straight up, this figure looks amazing. I'm going to be picking it up straight away. Like, he's my main in the game, so I play as him and Adam Warlock. So I'm going to get those two out of this like Marvel Rivals thing. So I know Adam Warlock's not been revealed, but I'm just hoping. But yeah, he looks great. The only thing I would have wanted to add, because he's in like a deluxe kind of offering, is his finisher like accessories, where he goes like in the game he has like access to a turret, which is one of his modes of like just going like shooting people. And then he also has like when he does his ultimate, which is like he gains kind of like other guns as well. I should find a picture for it, because then it will do it justice, but it just looks crazy, and I think people would have loved that as an accessory to kind of like recreate that. But other than that, like, I guess you could use other guns, but they're not as massive for this guy. So it's like, you definitely need that accessory. But other than that, I love this. It looks great. Yeah. Let me see.
Gotcha. See, oh, I think, let me see, is this a picture of it? All right. I'm going to pull up a picture as soon as I find a good one here, because what he's talking about, yeah, it looks ridiculous.
Take your time, Kenny.
No, I will. You guys talk amongst yourself.
The first thing that pops out to me, obviously, is the arms and the shoulders. Obviously, they're huge, and he's got single jointed elbows, and it looks like he's got that floating bicep that swivels around. So you've got articulation at two different places. Yeah. So I'm just trying to like estimate the size of this hefty boy, because if those are the arms he's using, isn't that like a Hulk arm, or the size of a Hulk arm?
Well, this is all brand new sculpt, so
yeah,
I don't think they're really using anything on it.
Yeah, it's completely new. Everything is.
Well, I don't mean reusing per se, but just like as far as scale goes, like, do you think his arm is going to be as big as like comic book Hulk or something?
Mm.
They didn't really put them next to each other on stage, right? Or like on the
Yeah.
table.
They did.
Oh, they did. Okay. Let me see if I can.
Definitely a pass for me, but I could see how Gen Z is eating this up and leaving no crumbs.
I mean, he's a hefty guy, but there's two things that interest me about this wave, and this isn't really one of them. So glad for anybody that like. I think you could rush by it and use it with a Crossbones head, and call it a damn day. But other than that, I don't need it. Yeah. What is? Oh,
so that's his finisher, where he just gets all these kind of like mad weapon accessories, and he just starts blasting. So he gets a turret, like a kind of like a shoulder turret. He gets like these hand kind of like cannons and all sorts. So he just like this would have been sick as an accessory.
Absolutely.
Matrix Reloaded in here.
Exactly. Yeah, I wonder if that, you know, the vest comes off, what that articulation will look like, because then that could be of use. I don't know, maybe for a Hulk. I know he's more, you know, kind of scaly and in some like versions, but you know, short sleeve. This body could be used like the torso, maybe as a Hulkling body for, you know, the young Avengers.
In the live stream, he has really good forward articulation. He was like, so it looks like under his vest, he can actually move his torso.
I wouldn't say Hulkling from Young Avengers just because his arms are always bare, but you know, we brought up Braun, the Amadeus Cho Hulk. In his Braun costume, he does wear short sleeves as like a, you know, bodysuit, so that would work. But again, it's like Crossbones, Braun, it's like this is a good buck for like the bigger characters.
Most definitely. But
yeah. All right, looks cool.
Got little
then
pew pew effects there too.
Yeah.
Got some pew
Pew pew.
Oh, Zion had an interesting thought of like saying, could this be too big for a Doc Samson, like the Punisher body?
Ooh, that would be amazing.
I feel like they're all like the comics have been all over the map on scale for Doc Samson. Like I've seen him drawn really big and then drawn like the recent Luke Cage body size. So like that's where my mind goes for Doc Samson, that body. Yeah. But you could do this. Like I've seen him drawn all sorts of different crazy ways. You know, I would take it.
Would you take this Moon Knight?
I would take the Crescent Cape. That's like one of the two things that interest me about the whole wave is the Crescent Cape. It looks really good, and I could see myself putting that on any other Moon Knight figure that I have.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Really good.
I think people were saying this cape would like just because how it attaches, you could just put it on anyone, so it's like perfect. Even if you wanted to do
thing with all the Moon Knights, all their capes were just like clip on, so it's like you could just replace them easily.
But I don't want to buy the whole thing just for the cape. You know,
I'm sure someone will give you the cape.
You
someone will, I'm sure. Well, or sell it to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I could definitely see this game reused, kind of like how, you know, Phoenix displays game rumored for a Dark Phoenix next year, so I could see this game reused.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to do one thing. No, you're exactly right. Yeah.
At the same time, if all the rivals goes to main line, you know they're going to go discount clearance somewhere. So,
yeah.
I don't think that like these figures might go. Like, I don't think they'll go to clearance. Maybe I say that just because of like how, you know, this will appeal more of those influencers, and they might start collecting, you know, Marvel Legends because of this.
Oh, great. That's what we need. More people on YouTube talking about action figures.
No,
Or
Well,
no, those are
all the
Capcom,
Capcom
right?
Gamerverse ones, a lot of those that showed up besides Psylocke, all pretty much clearance out. The Omega Red, War Machine, the Captain America Venom, all those went clearance. So
Well, the Psylocke got reprinted like twice, I think.
Mm.
They did a rerun of those because they did
and
some.
eBay's flooded with those Thanos.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Marvel vs. Capcom, that's nostalgia for an older game. This is a new game that's still going on.
Right
So I think
now.
like, there's kind of like that
Yeah,
crossover. Of, like,
but the bad thing is like Hasbro released Fortnite, which is a current ongoing game, but gamers don't really collect action figures.
yeah,
Hmm.
I get.
So
I get.
Hasbro had the Overwatch figures; those went to clearance, and that was a popular ongoing game. Fortnite, they stopped selling. It's like so it doesn't really transcend from video game to comic.
Fair
So,
enough. Yeah, that's true.
Rush, are you saying that like the people, the audience that is buying the Gamerverse Capcom figures is not going to be the same audience buying this because they're of a different gamer generation?
No, I'm saying that, like I said, the Gameverse people, they bought the figures, but still they went to clearance because there wasn't a huge, because again, comic people were like, kind of like me, is like, well, those designs don't work in my comic display, so just Gameverse people bought it. So kind of similar to this, like, you can't. Portions of this are cool, like Punisher. That's why it's single pack because everyone's gonna want to buy Punisher no matter what. But it's like the rest of them, it's like you think that like Captain America and Venom would have been like huge selling pack, but because those are two popular characters, but that went to clearance. So it doesn't really, coordinate, oh, I play this video game, but they're not really going to buy a figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
None of it makes sense. Just like this. Yo, today ain't Thursday or Friday. What's up, Prime? It's Friar's Day somewhere. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep them on their toes.
I mean, I'm just surprised they never did a crescent-shaped cape on any of the other Moon Knight figures. Like, it seems like such an obvious thing to do. So, but they talked about in the stream that this is a deluxe because they gave him 2 cape options.
Yeah.
So, would we not be able to get like 2 cape options in like a regular Build-A-Figure wave?
No, because that like when you see it in the box, it's
Not in
huge.
this economy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes up the whole box. Yeah.
Unless they change the normal Marvel Legends boxes to be more wider,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to do that.
Or maximum.
But it's like I don't see them doing Moon Knight in Maximum, honestly.
No, there's not that much kind of outreach.
The only other way that they'd be able to do this in like comic is if it was like a 2-pack. That way they had the larger size box to put the wing pack in.
Yeah.
I wonder who would be in that 2-pack though.
I mean, is the Golden Scarab character or Scarlet Scarab, was that a comic character that they used in the Moon Knight show?
No, I don't think so. I think some bits were kind of, but not that version of her character.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's like currently he's, in the modern Moon Knight comic, he's kind of in relationship with Tigra, and Tigra's in a more modern costume, so they can always do a 2-pack of that with an updated Tigra.
Okay.
Well,
Tigray. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could essentially pair him with any kind of street hero if you wanted, if you really wanted to, So like, yeah, but I would love to get like even just a pure white crescent cape, like without the detail. I'd still love the detail, but like, if I'm thinking,
Well, good thing is the details on the back, so no one's gonna display the figure looking backwards, so you're just gonna see the white cape.
Fair.
last time.
That too.
He's not French.
Well, Punisher and Moon Knight go up for pre-order on April 22nd at
Next
Pulse
week.
and Mainline. So this is going to be everywhere. Rush said earlier. Here in the States, if it goes everywhere, it'll eventually make it to discount somewhere. So
would that include Amazon?
yeah,
Amazon puts the logo there.
Amazon
Target,
gets the best of both
maybe
worlds.
Walmart.
Target, Walmart, yeah.
But it's not like exclusive to anything.
Kmart.
So like, couldn't
Yep.
Amazon carry it too?
Yeah, mainline's pretty much saying everyone's going to have it. So,
Yeah. Is that, well, we'll get to the other ones because I wonder if some are mainline and some are not. Because like Magic the Gathering, wasn't 2 of them mainline and 2 of them were like Amazon?
yeah, but I'm pretty sure all the ones, because I made a checklist of this and posted it, I'm pretty sure all of them were mainline.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it would be dumb to make some of them exclusives because then you're not reaching that
Yeah.
small crowd that gamers.
They need a max push with this line for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And especially with this 2-pack, gosh, the Spider-Man looks weird in the game anyway, but like
that's not what I wanted to do.
What?
It's the Artemis.
Look at
That's what playing the game's like.
From Earth. Welcome to Earth.
With the Galactus, just him holding the Earth like that.
Spider-Man, Luna Snow, 2-pack. It's coming. It's coming back. Don't worry. Promise. What were you saying, Z-Man? Spider-Man, he looks weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the game, he looks weird. The Blockies version, it's like it looks like the model. It's always like, I don't play Spider-Man because he just looks goofy. But I would rather him in a normal costume in this body. So it's like, and I don't think he can articulate as much as the Blockies version, which we'll get to about Blockies because they're doing better stuff with some of the characters. So it's like,
although I saw the comparison between this and Blockies. Blockies looks really gappy, almost like, Revoltech type style.
I mean, the one thing with the Blockies is you have to build that. So
pass.
Yeah. Although, so like it doesn't work for Spider-Man. So like, yeah, this is a good figure if you want him like this. He can do the poses and that stuff. Although he doesn't come with, the minimum hands that you want for Spider-Man, of course. But and then Luna Snow, great figure, great likeness.
I think she can fudge into a comic. I'm gonna
easily.
Yeah, everyone said yeah.
This is the second thing aside from the Crescent Cape that I'm interested in from this wave. The second and only other thing. So I'm definitely gonna.
She's your main in Rivals, David. This is who you play all the time. You play Luna Snow in Rivals. You're a healer.
No, don't play Rivals. But
I love her like ultimate where she just dances and like you can change the because there's like a full sound reverb effect and she's just going like like she's just doing that. Well, I don't know what it does, even though I play the game. I just never know what I just snipe her. So it's like,
well, she's going in my action figure gay bar band section with Dazzler and Lila Cheney.
Okay.
Yep. She's going to be rocking out.
You also got to have Hypno Hustler with them as well.
Oh, I do. I haven't thought about that. I do need to do that.
Technically, you need Spider-Gwen as well because she plays drums.
Yeah, I covered, but I have Cold Slither playing like all the.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, back to Luna Snow. It's like, I'm hoping I can find her on clearance because I want her in my display.
I think this wave is probably the one that will this 2-pack will be the one that will go to clearance quicker than the other two, just because you want one but you don't want both. So it's like
Or maybe you'll find this at like Walmart. Someone will swap out the Spider-Man with an unwanted character, and they'll clearance this out because this is a swap box.
Possibly. Also mainline. So all of the rival stuff is mainline. Maybe because it's a new subline that they're launching, they're putting it all out to mainline, and because of the popularity of the game, right? You want to cast it out to as much people as possible, I assume.
I'm guessing it's just because it's their summer programs, like all their or fall or all their like seasonal programs always go mainline. It's like the 85th anniversary Marvel figures all went mainline. It's like so. It's just I think that's why it's part of a program. That way it will be mainline.
Yeah. May 13th. So
Dan
next
pointed
month.
out there's a gap, right? Like May 6th or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Is missing a pre-order.
Yeah.
There must be something else that we're going to find out about.
Interesting. Yeah, because this is May 13th and
April 22nd, April 29th.
April 29th is the Venom Jeff the Shark.
You have to wait for one great looking figure and one disappointing accessory. There we go. Venom looks amazing, I think. Like, he does it for the size. Like, the Blockies one was way too small because he wasn't even to scale with Spider-Man. So it was like, ugh, that's weird. So he looks great. Jeff the Shark, what a disappointment. I know people won't care for it. I mean, Adam Batman Moran, he was just like, anyone want a Jeff the Shark? Or, no, his first line was, what the fuck is a shark? Or what the fuck is a Jeff Shark?
What the fuck is a shark?
Yeah, I think like if you like people are so enamored of Jeff the Shark from the game, and yet you don't get. But I do like the shark in the water accessory. That's cool.
Yeah.
But nothing else for the shark. Like no posable hands. Which the Blockies, they showed a prototype of Jeff the Shark, and he has like movable articulation.
Oh,
So, like,
interesting.
But again, that's also a prototype that could change by final.
but the way they did Rocket Raccoon, and he's more a smaller character, they gave him the articulation, and I don't think Marvel
Spider-Ham has more articulation, than Jeff here.
Yeah.
Is it just his neck? Like,
Yeah.
is it just a
two.
rotation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lame. That sucks.
Rotation lifts up and everything. Only thing, the thing that I hate about this is the size. I could care less about articulation because I'm not going to, dynamic poses. But in the comics, Jeff is like Gwenpool holds him in her arms, so he's like huge. I mean, that Venom's already huge, and Jeff is half his size.
Yeah. That's the thing holding it back for me too. It's like I like Jeff, but it just seems too big to like really work with anything else I have going on.
Yeah.
I can't justify it.
Oh.
Unjustified then.
Unjustified.
I think the big thing about this wave,
I'll send you your 10 cents, Justin. Don't worry.
I think one of the things that will kind of like make or break this line is the scaling, because Venom's great scaling, but when they do Hulk, he's gonna be a massive motherfucker. Like, and that's just base Hulk.
Oh, is Hulk in Rivals?
Oh yeah, and
oh shit.
So if you wanted to, you could just get the McFarlane Rivals statues, and for size comparison, those things are huge.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Hulk in the game, he has three forms. One is Bruce Banner, where he's just very, Bruce Banner, skinny guy. Then you have Hulk, massive Hulk, nice. And then you got Monster Hulk, who is bigger, wider, and he's just like, behemoth. So I'm just like, will Marvel Legends bother to do? Because they haven't done Ultimates for like Punisher. Although that has me thinking they might do a 2099 version of Punisher and do it for this Marvel Rival side. Yeah. But with Hulk, are they just going to do his basic and not bother with those ultimate looks? Like with Magic, she also has a form in the game where she becomes,
Dark Child?
Yeah, Dark Child, where she gets like the Who's and the Hordes and everything. So it's like, that will definitely be a different figure. But will they go that deep?
Well, also think of the timeline though, because I like to Rush's point about like, is this going to be a successful line? Like, if this is the initial plan of what they'll release, and then they have to see how it sells, and then by the time we get another wave of this, it could be 2028 or 2029, because like they kind of did the same thing with the Capcom Gamerverse stuff. Like they did a release of it. They said it was successful, like from according to the people that have spoken about it, but like successful could be measured different ways based on like how many units were produced or how many units were noted as going to clearance and such, and so on and so forth. But like we won't probably see another Capcom Gamerverse like product wave release at least until 2027, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's an 18-month cycle of like getting products through to production, like, you know, I don't know that it'll come so quickly and like rapidly in an unproven way.
I think one thing that helps, and like, because 18 months was years ago, and again, technology's come a lot further where they can, digital sculpt these things, and it doesn't take as long to, pass the information back and forth, and so it could be faster. We could see, again, there's rumors that we'll see Capcom next year, so maybe
Right.
tail end of next year. So
yeah, but I mean, if that's, but you think it was 2025 was Capcom Summer, and then 2027 is when it's back. So that's like a 2-year gap. And how many different balls are in the air that Legends is juggling between all the different retro card programs and the main comic releases and Gamerverse stuff and Magic the Gathering
MCU
stuff,
is heavy.
MCU stuff, when different
About to get
projects are
Doom.
being released. Like they have a lot to manage on the slate. So like I could understand like if these specialty programs are spread across like 2-year gaps because they rotate something else onto the plate while Rivals is cooling for the next round. You know, like I could see that being the release slate. You know what I mean?
And then Blockies will get out ahead of them on Rivals, and
yeah.
I mean, look at
I'm
that.
not saying there won't be more Rivals. I'm just saying like it could be 2 years before we see what like the next wave of Rivals would be, depending on how this wave sells. You know?
I could guess like a second wave who they would choose, and it would be the characters who haven't been done in Marvel Legends. Like, for one, is the Iron Fist in that game, because that's the more newer, Iron Fist of Swordmaster. Even then, we don't have a Swordmaster in Marvel Legends. So
Swordsman?
No, as in
Swordmaster.
Who's? Oh, I don't even know who that is.
So
yeah, he goes along with Luna Snow. It's like they did a whole kind of like how they did the Marvel UK. They kind of did the same thing with the Korean character. So that's where we got like White Wolf and I think it's Wave is the name at Luna Snow. All those that end up being popular, so they put them into Agents of Atlas. But yeah, it's kind of he's one of those the whole character at the little time feedback, he was a sword master. He had this huge sword, but in battle, and he fought demons. So, but in the battle with one, like the main demon, this sword shattered, and like the shards of the sword are embedded in his arms. So that's kind of how he can be Iron Fist and weaponize like his fist, because the shards from the sword give him energy in his fists. So it's a cool design. I'll find it and send it to Kenny pull up, but it's a really cool design.
That's why I'm saying like that is like would be a must for a wave 2, because he is Marvel Legends haven't done him. No one's done figures of these characters of like especially him. He would be a unique figure to be done, and then like every design has been unique. So it's like from that game. So I could see wave 2, but it's just like how well will this wave do? That's a question of the future.
Because I mean, couldn't you argue like Luna Snow is the unknown and Jeff is like the other like curveball, but then otherwise they anchored the wave with 4 other really well-known Marvel characters. So like if Swordmaster and maybe one other unknown is in a wave 2 with 4 other like well-known, if an Emma Frost and an Iron Man and a Hulk and something else, or Wolverine,
Well, I did see in Dan's stream that someone broke it down in the chat that the player selection or the character selection they're releasing for Wave 1 is essentially the makeup of what you would want on a team in Rivals, which, Z-Man, you'll have to back me up. It's like a healer, a damage person, like a couple others.
That's like us. Yeah. A healer, a damaged person.
Yeah.
Like
at my house.
And this
so it narrows your choices down for what Wave 2 could be. To fulfill those positions.
Yeah, like Alexi was saying, the roles are like Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. So you're right. That would be a good way to release them, of doing teams with those orders. And I think in terms of a healer, it would be another you could either do.
You guys are doing DPs in Rivals?
Oh.
Next thing you know, it's DVDA. You have to ask.
Start playing this game.
You can't afford it.
It's fun, but it's chaotic fun. You have to if you get in there, they assume that you know how to play the game. Otherwise, they're going to be spamming the chat, being like, "This guy said."
Well, in the game, the Venom that we're getting, is he a hero or villain?
That's the thing. I think
really
he is a hero, but it doesn't
because that's one thing with all
this
first wave.
Serves like a tank function, right?
That's the thing. There's no kind of there's no kind of hero or villain, because even then, you got Loki in the game, but he doesn't really play a villain role. Technically, Hela is a villain, but it's so weird because each season has a villain, but you don't fight them. Like Doom was a villain, it was Doom 2099, but you never fought him. He was just the story was around him, and then the most before there was for the Valentine's Day, it was Grandmaster, who was the villain, but it was just the theme and Rogue introduced. So it's weird. That's why it's when you try and get into the game, you're like, well, who's the bad guy? Who's this?
Punisher shooting? Who is Punisher shooting?
He can shoot anyone.
That Hela is definitely a look.
So when you play the game, you're with online players. You select a team. The other team could have the same characters, or they could have different. Obviously, it's who you choose, what skin you got. You can be Magneto for all you want, and play with a Venom or Jeff the Shark. I mean, he is the best character because he's he just swallows everyone up and then spits them out the stage.
Damn.
For Loki, I'm looking at the designs for the figures. Loki would be, great to make.
Oh yeah, and I know she's a recent character, but Angela, Elsa Bloodstone, Black Cat's been just revealed. Daredevil as well. He's got more of a
Emma Frost seems to be the one that everyone wants because Emma.
Yeah. And then there was the whole talk about how how there's this whole Marvel Magic the Gathering reveals or leaks of Doom 2099, Black Panther stuff, and Malice. Malice is the costume in the game. So it's people are thinking maybe it's a ruse that these are.
Or Sue Storm, right? Malice.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted by the picture of Jeff right now. It's he honestly looks like Spider-Man can ride on his back. He's so huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
It's a thick piece of plastic, though.
That's great.
Even compare. Look, you can see the T's. Jeff next to the T's. Yeah.
The T's that definitely fits in this.
Yeah, it's a Professor X-Men 97 hover chair base.
So I was prepared for this in the extra show, but I wasn't prepared to show this, which is basically kind of the like slot. And if you look at the tease image, like I'm pretty sure it's that, but see through. And obviously this goes in here.
Well, the hover chair is going to be a new design. It's going to be the more angular, like animated design.
Oh, like 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Although this is,
They're going to give us, Professor X hover chair and Beast 2-pack to really fuck with Dan.
Oh my god.
So why like this though? I mean, that was a choice.
Because if you look at the base for the first one, it's like, how extreme does that look? It's like it looks like he's blowing smoke down, which he never did. This is just clear, so it looks more like he's hovering.
Yeah. Kind of hovering in the air rather than he's blasting out of his
blasting off, at all times.
So is that a deluxe X-Men 97 Xavier in the hover chair? Is that what this is presumed to be?
Guessing, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. Is he in a green suit, pinless, or is he in the Shi'ar gold armor?
Oh, Xavier.
In the opening of the show, he's wearing a green tux, kind of similar to, or a green suit, kind of similar to what the original Professor X looked like. So, but again, it's like they could give him any look.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, imagine it's his new look from season 2, which is more of like I think the rumor is that it's more like Grant Morrison / that new X-Men type look.
But is he using?
I hope not. That was so ugly.
I know, but given the luck, it might be that.
But like, didn't that design look like an egg?
Yeah.
Z-Man, does he use the same chair in that look in the cartoon?
No, different. I think different chair.
What, X-Men 97?
Yeah. Like for season 2 Grant Morrison look, would he be in the same hover chair that we know of from X-Men 97?
No, wasn't he in a regular wheelchair in that series?
I don't know. I didn't read Morrison. California could this be a Magneto power effect or Havoc? Since he might be getting a.
About to send it to Kenny.
So Magneto was the one I heard earlier too. That this could be the base, and then like a bigger effect kind of sits on top of that.
Nah. I was talking to Justin, and I'm like, I thought it could be like a cannon, like sonic cannon or something effect, but like
you plug that into a character, and they're just going to topple over. So it's a base. Anyone saying that it's a projectile? No, it's not.
When has that stopped them before? Just because it'll topple over.
Yeah. Oh, false alarm.
They gave Spider Sperm stand.
Yeah. False alarm on the X-Men 97 design that I was thinking, maybe the chair, because that chair's on wheels, so it wouldn't be for this. And I've sent a picture of Funko Pop that was revealed of that look. So, yeah, I don't even know if we're going to get that. I hope not. It looks ugly.
Strange. I think you're onto it with the regular hover chair.
Yeah, look at how that's like angular and more like lower down. So,
yeah, I'd actually like that one rather than this.
So that would work as like a flat, because the base is flat. That would work underneath of this more, more flat, rectangular.
Yeah. I mean, Kenny just printed a bunch of this, right?
Yeah, that was the file for the WizKid chair.
Maybe Hasbro got jealous of David's WizKid, and this is just going to be WizKid instead of Professor X.
David's WizKid figure confirmed. Oh snap! House of X WizKid 2026.
You heard it first here.
Yep. Lit. Awesome. Man talking to fish.
I'm surprised no one
That would
said,
be
"Oh,
sick.
they're giving us a screaming siren head." It's like, yeah,
Nah.
I don't think her mouth is that wide for that to fit in.
Hey, don't.
you can imagine all of those, videos and pictures of people trying to do that.
Somebody's gonna try to jam that into Black Bolt's mouth.
Yep. Damn.
Yeah, that's a base.
Wow.
Yeah, it's base.
So overall, how does everybody feel about the stream today? For me, it was okay. There's some good stuff in there. It's definitely stuff I'm excited about, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they just leave me wanting more, and that's good, right? That's what I want. You want to feel like there's some more out there, right? That's how they get you. Okay.
New characters are always a plus.
New characters always a plus. Absolutely. David?
And I'll say this for anyone that's watching this, like one of the biggest bitches I see in any of the Facebook groups is, "Oh, it's another Wolverine. Why can't they give us other figures? Blah, blah, blah." It's like, my example that I always use is they gave us Psycho Man, new character, unique mold, went to clearance. They gave us High Evolutionary, unique mold, new character, went to clearance. Count Nefaria, clearance. Whiplash, clearance. Yeah. Rachel Summers and Farrell are both on clearance right now at Walmart. It's like, guess who actually sells? Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, and Wolverine. So why do you think they're going to keep selling those? The sales for those characters are the ones that pay for everything else that goes to clearance. So shut up and deal with it. That's how business is run.
Shut up and eat your Wolverine. I was messaging people today. I was kind of like tier ranking them, and like so I gave an eye roll to the Lady Deadpool. Huh?
So now you just gave Justin an idea for Saturday.
I mean, what else were we gonna do? Like, honestly, what else are we gonna talk about with this? But I gave like an eye roll emoji to Lady Deadpool because I don't really need it, and it's kind of basic. I gave like a meh to the Wolverine, the Dark Hawkeye, and I forget.
That's how forgettable they are.
I get right. I gave a pleased to U.S. Agent, and I gave a most hype for Psylocke and Marina and Box. So whatever one was on that list is on the other meh.
Can you pull up the image of the wave, Kenny?
Yeah. Well, here to give us his thoughts too on the wave and reveals today. Here's Talk Photos.
Hey. So late, man. Where you been, Pop?
Good. Sorry, I was running on Filipino time, and my bad. I just my bad. It was a good stream. Sorry. Stoked to get Robbie Reyes and Venom and Moon Knight. But sorry, I didn't mean to be late. My bad, guys.
Well, you were
no.
late. We're an hour.
David's just getting started, actually.
Exactly.
It was the Robbie Reyes that was my other meh. It's like, okay, I'm just not crazy about the character.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. Not buying the fucking Rama racing either.
Justin with a 16-month member chat. Pock. What's up? I assume that's how Justin said it. He did that.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So out of the reveals today, Parker, what did the Marvel Rivals do anything for you, or?
No, not really. I think just because of pure addiction, I'm probably going to get the Spider-Man, even though it's got the ab crunch. Because like I have all the other ones. Like when I sold off a bunch of stuff, I just kept like at least one Gamerverse Spider-Man, one comic, one movie one, and then it's like now I'll have a one Rivals version. But...
I'll sell you mine.
So yeah.
I just want Luna.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like the Moon Knight. I don't know. I'm not a fan of sculpted capes. I know like John Compulsive Collector hates soft goods and plastic mix, but I feel like that would be a good soft goods cape for Moon Knight.
I'm sure someone will make one though for this. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like John. I don't care for soft goods capes. Like,
really? You know, okay, gotta ask. Like, so sorry to keep you guys longer, but like, so like figures like Vision was a good figure, but like the sculpted cape, I felt like hindered a lot of movement for me. For like, just I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what will be interesting
100%
is
agree.
if the rumored 2-pack of crossing Scarlet Witch and Vision is true. That Vision has a very elaborate cape, so let's see what they do with that.
I'm hoping for a bendy wire cape for that, to be honest. And I think that they're not showing it so that like the Maximum Thor gets some shine for having a bendy wire cape. But then like maybe that Vision will be the next figure that implements that, because it really like is connected at his like chest and flares a lot with a collar and everything. So like it needs the grandeur of a bendy wire, in my opinion.
So like kind of like how Eradicator Superman has his cape kind of like from the logo
attached to the symbol.
yeah, like that.
His cape's attached to the diamond that's on his chest, and it's a really cool design. I mean, at first I thought it was like, oh, it's the same as regular Vision, but it's like it's kind of inverse colors, because regular Vision is what, like, mainly green with yellow cape, whereas the crossing one is yellow with a green cape, completely opposite. So really elaborate, really cool. So that will be a good sign of what they do. But again, it's like I don't take like photos, so I get a figure, I pose it on a shelf. I don't need like bendy wire cape and everything, because it's just going to be on the shelf. So
it just adds to the dynamicness for me, and I'm sure Pac as well. But certain characters like really need it,
yeah, like that Moon Knight with the crescent cape and everything. I could pose that like him flying down off of fire escape or some rooftop, and it's like gliding down like that. That would be a cool pose.
Yeah.
The Psylocke, they were having trouble with that same thing Pac was describing, with articulation hindering. In some of the promo photos, they were trying to do a running pose with her, but like the cape is essentially like a traffic cone, so she'll stand up, but it's hard to get her to balance or pose doing much else.
But at the same time, it's like in the comics, like she wore the battle armor because she didn't really fight. So she wasn't a ninja at that time. So she pretty much just stood back and like psychically attacked people from afar. The armor was more for defense if anyone tried attacking her, like Sabretooth did. So it's like she doesn't really need to be in any type of like action poses, except the standard telepathic, oh, I'm shooting you from afar.
Yeah.
Justin does ask how everyone feels about generative AI and California Red Devil. Generative AI versus degenerate AI discuss. No.
I'm more interested.
It's like I love my checklist I'm doing. It's like if I can't find a comic logo of the character, I create an AI version of it. It's like I seriously use Chat GPT. I put a photo of the character and then I'm like, create an image of the name so and so using this photo as a reference. That's how I get most of my name logos from my checklist. So
generative AI.
You happy with yourself, Justin?
I use degenerate AI, as California Red Devil pointed out, and you should see some of the things that I can get Dan Hu to do. So,
California Red Devil says some of us like to pose their figures. Figs with plastic capes are basically statues. And then Greg Trejo follows up with, how would they do Cloak and Dagger without soft goods? Well, they did Cloak without soft goods, and it's basically a statue.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. And I was one of the first, well, I probably not one of the first, but I definitely was one of those that went out and bought a soft goods cloak, because you need it. For a character like that, you need it. Like, there are certain ones, and the Vision is one of those. I think that's always like drawn with like these really like billowing capes, and like he's every time he flies, he's like holding the cape, and there's just always cape floating around Vision, and it's the same with Cloak. Like his whole power is seated in the cloak, so like you need a dynamic looking cloak on your shelf. You can't do that little traffic cone that they sold back in the SPDR wave.
Yeah, well, the bad thing with that is as cool as Cloak is with his cloak, he's also a very lesser known character. So it's like they're not going, again, forgive me, I think of, business wise, like they're not going to spend a lot of money on a character that isn't going to sell. So they
He's
gave
getting
us
the
a
Marina
basic cloak.
treatment.
Yeah.
I think they did that figure because of I think it was ABC Family back then. They had that show Cloak and Dagger. That was kind of coincided with it. Yeah. That was the only reason.
The Rivals Cloak and Dagger, they're very elaborate designs, and I think that would be like if they use a cloth goods cape, it'd be cool. But I think if they find a way for his cape, because it's not that massive, I think it's a little bit shorter. They might be able to get away with it being like a swoosh, like not swoosh, kind of like swished cape design, like if it's still plastic, so that it still works for him.
Well, there was a Cloak and Dagger on a rumored list. I just don't remember if it was under the.
It was part of this Rivals listing.
What's that?
It was part of the Rivals.
It was part of Rivals.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the missing week of pre-orders.
You think that they will release those or announce them same time as Rest of Wave to get the hype?
I would think they would have said it all together because Dan Yoon talked like this is the only he did say this was all the releases from that program.
Yeah, I definitely think the missing reveal is something else, like not comic thing, not game related. So
I'm still waiting for Vision and Scarlet Witch from the Crossing, so they need to hurry up with that.
Could be that.
People are already getting Black Widow and Quicksilver. Like we need the others.
Who's getting that?
I've thought about this. Like the only thing weird with the whole Crossing 2-pack is, it was rumored for Scarlet Witch and Vision. What wasn't rumored was what we actually got. So kind of similar to how everyone thought Punisher was going to be in this wave when we got Lady Deadpool. Instead, Vision and Scarlet Witch, did we really just get Black Widow and Quicksilver instead? And there's no other, 2-pack?
The Black Widow Quicksilver pack showed up later, but it still showed up on a leak list. It didn't show up at the same time as the Vision and Scarlet Witch were on the list, but both of them did end up on the list. And Kenny, you asked who has that now?
Yeah.
A friend of mine on Instagram is based in Australia, and he has it in hand. He was posting on Instagram. What's that?
Is it Chi-Chi?
No. Our screen name is Armand Croissant. So he put a reel up about it already. So
isn't that an Amazon exclusive?
I think so, but in Australia, like in the UK, like there's different exclusive rules for things like that.
Well, I just say Amazon because pretty much every single Amazon exclusive went to Ross. So,
I mean, but also
that's why I haven't gotten the Madam Mask and Crossbones because I'm pretty sure that's going to go Ross. I mean, Doctor Strange and Wong, which everyone was hyped for Wong, went to Ross. So it's like I'll just wait. I'll play the long game on that one.
Well, I think Pulse moved the date up for the Quicksilver Black Widow to the end of April, I think. The ship date. So I can check that when I'm off the phone from this, but
I can check.
Yeah, so because originally the ship date was May 1st, but I think it went to like a week or so earlier. So it should be shipping in April.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm pulling it up now.
I'm ready. I'm so ready for the Vision and Scarlet Witch. I need that. Need it.
It still says that this will be shipping on approximately May 1st.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I'll check Amazon again, maybe.
Gregor Trejo says 24th on Amazon. So
On Amazon, it's the 24th. Thank you, Greg Trejo. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But Pac, you had any other thoughts?
No, I did like that Punisher one. I didn't see it on this. Pretty stoked for that. I don't play Rivals, but some of the designs look pretty gnarly. Yeah.
Getting Luna Snow?
No.
Again,
You getting the
I'll sell you my
Cyclops visor?
Spider-Man. I'll take Luna Snow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
Did you I don't sorry, because did you guys touch on, like, I think Dan was he said maybe we might revisit that when he was talking about the Hell Charger.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd have to be a made to order? I can't imagine it'd be another HasLab.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Hasbro Marvel has moved past HasLabs.
I think they should really throw a curveball and make it a HasLab. You know, let's try this again. Let's see.
Yeah, keep it made to order. It's successful for them. Just move forward with that. Do a made to order, charger for about $200.
So yeah, we were talking about it, Pac. We were like thinking, so what if they gave us with that made to order? It would come with the on the regular Robbie head, you know, or even that alternate Robbie figure that was in the HasLab. So like,
I sent you the picture
down,
of
gray
pull up and
pants.
show him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here.
Do you think they would include the figure? I feel like it would just be the car and then the effect pieces that were.
Well, that's what we were debating. We didn't like.
Yeah. It's a lot of wishful
if they
thinking.
threw one figure into it like that, like they could charge more for it than if they did just the car. You know,
the only thing is, with the made to order, if they did it that way, would it still light up, or would it just be the base car with like translucent parts?
I think there'd be light. I don't think there'd be lights in it.
No way.
I'd hope so, just because the back of Ghost Rider's head on the figure is clear. So I'm like, is it still kind of clear? Because, well, obviously it's going to be clear because it's fire, but one of the features of that Hell Charger was the whole light up.
Yeah.
So,
imagine the balls on them if they just released the exact same vehicle for the exact same price, and they're like, this time it's a made to order, bitch.
I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do that.
Well, yeah, because like even though it didn't fund, there was still a lot of backers that wanted it. So it's
yeah.
And we if you didn't watch the Justified last week, Pac, we talked about like it's already tooled up. The engineering of it is worked out. So like they could put it as a made to order. There's many people that want it would buy it, and they only have to produce that much. So like it's really not. I don't think it's too risky for them to attempt it in that way.
Well, the prototype was made, but the molds were never. That was what the HasLab will have paid for, is the molds for the mass market. They only had that single prototype, so technically they just have that one design. So if it went to, if the HasLab would have, won and passed, then we'll actually went to, design and actually produce the molds to, mass market or mass produce the parts on it. But it didn't go to it. The HasLab failed, so that's why they only have that prototype.
Is that what Alexi's holding is the prototype?
No, this is the ramen rice.
Prototype. He beat up Dwight. That's why Dwight wasn't on the stream, actually.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I mean, the seats move forward. I got his jacket in the back. The trunk opens up. He's got two 15s. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
I
Great
can't
vehicle.
remember. I know with that one, there's a plug where you can just keep it plugged in the whole time, so it's always lit up. Was the HasLab the same way, or was it just batteries? I can't remember if the HasLab had a plug or not. That kept it.
It might have, because the Ecto has the USB-C plug, but I don't recall.
Here you go. I seriously put that into a cart today, just see how much it would be. It was $315 after shipping.
After shipping?
Yeah, because it's $265 charge. There's no tax on it, but it was $50 for a shipping. So it went from $265 up to $315, which is $35 less than the fucking HasLab.
Yeah.
There's ones with lights and sounds, which is what this is. But there's also a setting that's just lights.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So you can see the fog lights are on. If I took the plates out, the headlights would be on. I think I can.
So the question is, Buck, do you wait for them to announce a made to order, or do you buy the Ramen Racer?
Wait. Just wait.
Made to order probably isn't going to come for another year at least.
Comic-Con.
Yeah. Oh, New York Comic Con. That'd be sick. June? July, actually?
If they announce it, the key thing will be is when these go for pre-order tomorrow, when's going to be the release date. If the release date's going to be around San Diego Comic-Con, then they'll have these figures on display at San Diego Comic-Con. And San Diego Comic-Con's usually whenever they, announce their first like made-to-order type thing. San Diego Comic-Con will be the first made-to-order. New York Toy Fair is the second made-to-order. So usually there's one small made-to-order and one large made-to-order. So if the figures are going to be released and they're going to be on display at San Diego Comic-Con, then that would be a great place for them to just say, here's our first made to order to go along with the Robbie that you're getting in hand. If you like the Robbie, here's a Hell Charger to go along with it.
Yeah, they're going to do that. They're going to do that.
And me and Kenny will be there at San Diego Comic-Con. So
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of that, when do we think that this wave is going to ship? Like, the date isn't going to be up until tomorrow. But if you had to guess when they say
everything's usually been 3 months.
I was thinking August, and like maybe like the date that they say would be August 1st, and then it'll come like end of June or in time for Comic-Con in July.
I'll say August 14th.
I like when they ship that day. Those are nice.
Right? Like goes right into stock.
Yeah. Not going to happen, but those are nice.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Which in stock, talking about the Ramen Racer, that's actually in stock, so you can order that and have it shipped. So,
yeah, true.
Rush gets a commission for every Ramen Racer.
Yeah.
No, Alexi does because he's actually showing it off. I just know the details, so I looked into it. But especially with this, with Robbie being shown off today, if Ace at Ramen Toys doesn't just keep this in stock, it would be super. Because once these actually, arrive, people are then going to be wanting it. It's like, yeah, some people are ordering it now because the figure is announced. But once people actually have the figure in hand, thinking like, oh no, I don't need the car. Then they have the figure in hand. It's like, no, I want the car for this. Just keep it in stock.
Mm-hmm. That's
why he definitely should be producing more.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the suckers who are going to buy it and then realize when Hasbro reveals the Hell Charger, then you're going to be like,
damn it.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I held off on all of it, just to see what type of comment they made about it. With Dwight not being there today, I didn't think that they're going to say anything about maybe a possible Hell Charger. But then Dan actually said something about maybe a possible Hell Charger. It's like, if they weren't going to do it, he would not have said it.
Yeah.
Because remember, he's the one that's like, he's always setting expectations. So he wants to make sure that the information's clear so people aren't, questioning things. So.
True. All right. Well, here are one last recap of your pre-order dates, because that's the information that everybody needs, right? So your first wave, which is the Build-A-Figure wave or box, that'll go up tomorrow. Or if you're Z-Man, later today. 1 p.m. Eastern. That's how you get that box.
Get that box.
Get your hand on that box.
Any way you can, brother.
Just touching on something, it's like, do you think this is going to be the only Build-A-Figure wave we get this year?
Oh, that's a good question. I meant
he did mention, he phrased it like that, didn't he?
The Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
I mean,
looking at what we have the rest of the year, yeah, I think this is going to be the only Build-A-Figure wave because everything else is going to be MCU based with Doomsday and Spider-Man. Those are all getting released as, either carded packs or, 2-packs. And then it's like the only other thing we have this year is X-Men 97, and those are all going to be on their X-Men 97 card back. So we've got enough rest of this year that it's not going to be in this type of wave. So I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, sadly, I do agree. I think this will be the only Build-A-Figure wave, but I was excited to see one. I do wish that we could get more than one, but I get it. Not everybody likes it, and whatever.
Dude, I was looking at 2021. There was 11 Build-A-Figure waves, or I'm trying to remember what year.
That was such a good time.
Yeah,
good time.
That's
2019 to 2021 was an epic run for Legends.
Yeah.
Ironically, when I started.
Got it on the right time.
Yep.
And it's like the one thing you gotta look at Build-A-Figure. It's like, yeah, we've gone so many Build-A-Figure waves. Like, yeah, they could, release some more figures as Build-A-Figures, but the character selection's so small. And as you see with Box, everyone's like, who's Box? So it's like the character selection's getting more scarce to actually choose one that people might actually want.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy. Marvel Rivals, Punisher, Moon Knight, April 22nd, Pulse and Mainline. Venom and Jeff the Shark, April 29th, Pulse and Mainline. And Spider-Man Luna Snow, May 13th. Remember, we're skipping a week. We'll figure what that's about. Probably a live stream on that week, right?
Probably. It'll probably be like Cinco de Mayo live stream. Pre-orders go up on the 6th.
Dan, you love Cinco de Mayo.
Well, whatchamacallit, Dan said that there'll be more announcements in April. So, like how you see these are for 3 weeks down the road. So if they did another live stream at the end of April and then push that date for the first week in May, again, X-Men 97, or if they do another Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, then they would have Spider-Man figures to go in right before the Spider-Man Rivals. So it might be cross promoting.
Also, not to give bad news, it depends on your perspective, but Onslaught's pre-order is not up yet either. So what that's Target's Onslaught pre-order.
Damn it.
It's not that disappointment.
I would be disappointed if that's what the case is. But it doesn't have a date yet, and we do know that it's coming. So
I hope we see the Henry Cavill Wolverine, so I can show my friend at McFarlane this is how you do a Henry Cavill head sculpt.
Yes.
Henry Cavill, Henry Cable.
Cavill.
Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be some busy weeks.
Some busy weeks for sure. All right. Well, I know you just recently joined us, Pac, but I think we've said it all about these Marvel Legends. You do have a blade here, though.
There's only ever been one blade.
Only ever going to be one blade.
Yeah. It's actually nice. I might get a trench coat for him, but I do like it. It's cool. The eyes are a little buggy, though. I'm not going to lie.
Luckily, we got those glasses.
Yeah.
Well, it's movie accurate because his eyes were buggy in the movie.
Yeah.
More accurate to Blade 3, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. So we could take it around, let the people know where they can find you. If you have any final thoughts on the reveals, go for it. And don't worry, folks, we will be back later this week. So
you're doing 2 in 1 week. Whoa.
Yeah.
2 recaps. Oh, it's on me again.
Yeah, well, yeah, welcome back. Yeah.
All right. I don't have anything going on this week. I did post up this Elite Edition Lich King. Really check it out. It's like one of the few that I don't like the Elite Edition price or the line, but this almost seems worth it though for the price point. Yeah.
Damn.
He's on the throne until we get the I know Mephisto comes with a throne, but I'm going to put him on this one, the Diamond Select one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Feel free to check it out. Yeah.
Oh, hello. You can find me on this week's recap again. You can also find me on Saturday for Gen Z Report. And then obviously find me on my channel, Agent Z-Man, Instagram, Agent_Z-Man. And yeah, I never sleep.
He doesn't. Rush?
YouTube Collecting Rush, probably this weekend on Legends and Looker. Any other show that wants to have me on, just let me know because wide world information here. Beyond that, all other social media, especially Instagram, Collecting_Rush, where you can find checklists of everything announced today. So visual aids for everybody.
And don't think I'm on. Well, when's the next recap this week? When is that?
Well, typically I don't announce ahead of time, but it's on Friday this week.
Okay. I'm off work Friday, so maybe there. And then definitely Saturday evening on Collecting Justified on Justin Collect's channel. And not on Legends and Liquor because I'm working on Sunday. I had a very nice vacation for birthday, but it's over. Back to life, back to reality. But and on Instagram, David_Ivan_Smith. Talk to you there.
All right.
Why am I just?
I guess if we're doing fuck, marry, kill, it's going to be fuck Dark Hawkeye, marry Robbie Reyes, and kill U.S. Agent. You can find me at Yaboysgottoys to send me your FMK for this wave, and you can find me on the recap every Free Year's Day and on Saturdays over at Collecting Justified. Sorry, over at Justin Collects for Collecting Justified. And if you get a little springy in your step, we can do Collected Justified.
Ooh.
That's right. You can find me here at the recap twice this week because that's the key to inconsistency, folks. Just show up whenever and we'll be here. Saturdays, Justin Collects for Collecting Justified, whatever we're calling it these days, at 9 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, unless it's David's birthday, and then it's 8:30. But don't worry, I won't show up until 9:30.
Fashionably late.
That's right. That's how I show up to parties, fashionably late and a little drunk. So there you go. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So Marvel Legends, they'll be up. You saw the dates. They'll be there. We'll be here. Friday, we'll be back for another recap. It's a double tap recap situation this week. That's right. And until then, I don't know what to tell you, but we'll see you Friday. We'll see you Saturday. We'll probably see you Sunday. It's a full weekend. So buckle up. Until next time, take it.
I hate goodbyes. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Kenny actually fell out.
Are we just in charge now?
Oh, wait. Are you okay, Kenny?
Amy James is taking me down, guys. Amy James is after me.
No.
I don't know what's going on.
Amy James Toy Hall of Fame. Secret agent, assassin trained. Is she real or make believe? Oh, I think she's out to get us. The only thing that can save us is red. I think she's out to get us.
You can't hold me down, Amy James. All right.
Yeah.
And we're out. Hey, I think you encountered culture.